Welcome to Retirement Decoded with your host, Scott Tucker, where we break down the complexities of retirement planning to give you clear, actionable advice. Whether you're just starting out or getting ready to retire, Scott's here to help you make informed decisions and secure your financial future. Tune in each week as we simplify the process and decode the path to a stress-free retirement. Now, here's your host, Scott Tucker.
Welcome back to the Retirement Decoded podcast with Scott Tucker. I'm your host, Scott Tucker, and my retirement planning sidekick on today's podcast is Associate Advisor Max Wren. Say hello, Max Wren.
Hello, Max Wren.
Max Wren, we've been getting letters. We get lots and lots of letters from podcast listeners. They're concerned that maybe we fired Andre Hootie.
Oh, no.
Associate Advisor Andre Hootie.
Definitely not.
No, we wouldn't do that. So just kind of mixing it up a little bit and adding one of our other financial planners, Max Wren, to the podcast. So, Max, here we go. This question comes to us from Jeff. Jeff says, Scott and Max, I'm getting ready to do my first Roth conversion. I'm assuming the money I'm converting must be in the cash portion of my traditional IRA, period. Question, colon, when is the IRS expecting the taxes? Let's do the first part first, Max. Yep. So let's say, Max, I'm getting ready to do my first Roth conversion. I'm assuming what happens. Well, we won't say what happens when you assume. Getting ready to do my first Roth conversion. I'm assuming the money I'm converting must be in the cash portion of my traditional IRA. Max, does it have to be in the cash portion of the traditional IRA?
I've never heard that before, so I'm going to say no.
I've had people come up with this. The reason you've never heard that before, right? Because it doesn't have to be. Because right. You know this, Max. So, Max, you're playing along for the program, aren't you? So you can, Jeff, what you can do is you can Roth convert the shares. I don't like doing that. So you could have a bunch of shares of whatever company, and you could say, I want to Roth convert 100 shares of this to Roth. The problem is when the conversion is performed, you don't know what the value of those 100 shares is going to be. So it's really hard to, if you're trying to fill up your tax bracket or if you want to know the amount you're converting, it really is a little strange doing that. So what we typically prefer to do, sell within the traditional IRA. Remember, Jeff, there's no taxable event, right, Max? If you sell shares in a traditional IRA and they have not left the traditional IRA, there's no taxable event in selling those shares.
That's right. Yep.
And then we Roth convert the cash. So we know we want to Roth convert 25,000 or 100,000. Whatever your number is, we Roth convert that amount of cash. What we typically do, well, it can go different ways. If you have a bunch of money that's not in the traditional IRA that you can put towards federal income tax, then we'll pay federal income tax from a non-IRA account so that you can get as much as possible into the Roth. What a lot of folks do is they don't have a pile of money sitting around doing nothing. And so they'll say, well, just we'll withhold from my traditional IRA. And there's certainly nothing wrong with doing that. That's nothing wrong with that. Don't beat yourself up if you're worried about that not being the super duper optimal. So say we have, let's say, Jeff, you have $100,000 in traditional IRA and it's in some sort of stock or mutual fund or something. If you want to Roth convert 50,000, we might sell 50,000 to cash. Roth convert the 50,000. We might say to the IRS, or we say to the custodian, send 20% to the IRS, maybe whatever the number should be. It varies by the person. And then let's say $50,000 Roth conversion, and 10 grand goes to the IRS. 40,000 ends up in the Roth, and then we can repurchase the same stuff in the Roth. Because remember, in these Max, as you know, in these qualified retirement accounts, traditional IRA, Roth IRA, we can buy and sell within these, and there's no taxable event. It's the Roth conversion that's federally taxable.
Right.
Now, we're federally licensed. We're in Chicago, but we help clients all over the country. We're federally licensed. We can help you anywhere in the United States, Jeff. But our Illinois clients, we can do Roth conversion and pay the state of Illinois nothing on the Roth conversion. So we pay the federal tax, pay Illinois nothing. Now, Max, as you know, we have a lot of folks move out of Illinois more and more all the time, right? Mm-hmm. And so they maybe this Wisconsin's next door. Wisconsin's maybe an hour north of here, right? Yep. Not even that, maybe. Milwaukee's an hour north of here, actually, because we're on the northwest corner of Chicago. We're about an hour from Milwaukee, but some folks like to move north of the Cheddar Curtain, so to speak, but Max, as you know, up in Wisconsin, IRA distributions and Roth conversions in Wisconsin are taxed as high as 7.65%. So we have, for clients that want to move from Illinois to Wisconsin, we'll say, hey, why don't you go ahead and Roth convert as an Illinois resident, pay Illinois nothing. then move to Wisconsin, not only did you potentially pay lower federal income tax rates now versus the future, but when you move to Wisconsin, they can't tax you on your Roth because you already gave it the office. You already Roth converted as an Illinois resident and pays 0 to Illinois. So then when you move up to Wisconsin with your Roth, Wisconsin's going to leave you alone.
It's one of the few good tax benefits of Illinois.
Yeah,
very few.
There's a couple wrinkles. couple wrinkles. I should say, because this might be true in more than just Illinois. Illinois has another interesting one, and this could be true in other parts of the country too. You have to look. But a lot of folks aren't. I'm a veteran. I live in Illinois, and a lot of veterans I talk to are not aware. If you're rated a 70% VA disability from your service, which it doesn't actually take much. We have a client who works on his house and he rides a Harley. He's in his 70s. He was just rated 80% VA disability from his time during Vietnam. He just had his taxes. He lives in Park Ridge. His house is $1.2 million. His taxes on the house were $24,000 a year. Not only if you're 70% VA disability in Illinois, which you can still be a functioning person, but he gets VA disability tied to his service during Vietnam. So at 70% disability, your property taxes go away.
Oh, wow.
So he just saved $24,000 a year there. And then they're also giving him a couple $1,000s a month tax-free disability benefit, even though he actually is still working on his house and riding his Harley, and he's in the 70s. But now he had $24,000 property tax go away, and he's getting about another $24,000 a year of income tax-free disability. So that's a $48,000 swing. Now, yeah, and he's got some legitimate items from Vietnam that he had to be compensated for. Now, so I know how that is in Illinois. So if you're a veteran or know a veteran, no matter what state, you should check with your state and see if you're rated a VA disability, if your property taxes go away. Because I know in Illinois they do if you're 70% service connected, and it doesn't take much to get to 70%. So that's interesting stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So what was Jeff asking us? Getting ready to do my first Roth conversion. I'm assuming the money I'm converting must be in the cash portion of my traditional IRA. And Jeff, as we discussed, it does not need to be, although you might prefer that it is. And then, the second part of Jeff's question, when is the IRS expecting the taxes to be paid on that money? You're supposed to pay the IRS what you're generating. When you do that Roth conversion, you're supposed to pay the IRS in the same quarter. They don't like it when you wait a year. Right?
I mean, you could.
It's not the end of the year if you do, end of the world if you do, but yeah, the IRS prefers that you pay the taxes as the events occur. The interest cost penalties thing for not doing it right away are really not that bad.
Yeah,
I think you're benefiting more in most cases from the Roth conversion than not. A lot of folks get real nervous about that stuff, maybe more than they need to be.
Oh, yeah. We definitely see a lot of people get nervous around it, but it's nothing you need to worry about.
Yeah, we just tell people the IRS will come lock you up. They get nervous. I don't know why they do that.
Yeah, right. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So, Jeff, hope we answer your question. If you have other questions, Jeff, you or any other podcast listener, just go to tuckerretirement.com. At tuckerretirement.com, you can get on our phone calendar. We'll spend 15 minutes for free with you over the telephone the coming week. Get your questions answered and your answers question. And we will talk to you on the next episode of the Retirement Decoded podcast.
Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. has a strategic partnership with tax professionals and attorneys who can provide tax and or legal advice. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions. A Roth conversion is a taxable event and may have several tax-related consequences. Be sure to consult with a qualified tax advisor before making any decisions regarding your IRA. The views and opinions herein are those of Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of AE Wealth Management, LLC. Investment advisory services made available through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AEWM and Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through AE Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor. AEWM does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this podcast shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Scott Tucker Solutions, Inc.